Come on.
Okay, action.
Shout outs, anyone?
I'd like
to make a shout out.
Go ahead, Mitch.
Oh, sorry. I'd like to make a shout out to the fundraising teams and the banking team for all the amazing stuff they've come out with lately. And I apologize, I haven't been as active with it, but I'm hoping to be soon. But you guys are doing a great job with that, so good job. Yay!
I'd like to make a shout out to the mercenaries who have helped us a huge amount, and we could not have gone as far into TOS as we did without you. And he's not here right now, but a really big shout out to Elm, who's helped us more than anyone else.
I have a
And
shout
Kaylee,
out.
of course, for setting it up.
I have actually 3 shout outs. The first one to my sponsor, Malthador. Thank you for stepping up and being my sponsor. And Endless for letting me join y'all. And last but not least, Alessandra for helping me out. Big shout out for all 3 of y'all.
I have a shout out. I usually don't do them, but I wanted to give a shout out to Candaria. I feel like people don't really acknowledge like what all he does for the community. It's actually really amazing. So aside from his normal raid hours, which I think is 12 hours a week for Imperium, he also does an additional 9 hours outside of his normal raid hours, just doing fun runs for the guild, which is like, it's just incredible. Like he literally does more than anybody else when it comes to stuff like that. So props to him.
He also helps out the sponsorship team as well.
Yeah, like I could go on about stuff that he does, but he definitely doesn't get the acknowledgement that I think he deserves. So thank you.
In other words,
Candaria.
I don't have a life.
We love you for it, though.
You knew that part.
You're awesome.
Don't give him any more credit. He's never gonna stop. I'll
We
never. We won't be.
are
We won't be able to deal with him anymore.
You already can. Thank you, Match.
Oh wait, can I do one more actually?
No.
Maybe.
Is he in here? I wanted to give a shout out as well to Sin because I asked him if he would come to this meeting and he did, which is like really awesome. And if you guys don't know, Sin was the person who had like my position before like I came along. He had stepped down, but he's the reason like we have the Toys for Tots fundraiser and why EK like does fundraising. So thanks for coming, Sin.
Stop it! You're gonna make me blush.
I love you.
Ditched half an hour before the last one ended, though.
I had a kid. Yeah.
Went to McDonald's.
When we're male.
Zate has 3. What's your point?
Zate's he's crazy. That's all I.
He's always been an overachiever. That's all it is.
Other shout outs, actually, I'll do a few. Shout outs to the graphics team. We got some really cool graphics that come out, and I know there's a few people that are working on them, but I don't even know who all does them. But the front page updates and everything, they're cool and flavorful. Thank everybody for all the spam that I've been watching these last few days. I think we've achieved like the highest amount of spam ever, guild achievement spam ever in the history of WoW this last week with everything that's been going on. Also, shout out for CJM for taking over militia so I could sit in meetings because, that's my superpower. So I just get to do that even more now. But thanks to him for stepping up and running militia for the last month. And then we'll have some more announcements with CJM soon.
I'd like to give a shout out to Wraithar for not only leading a raid team, but also the Destiny team. You're doing a great job, buddy.
Thank you.
Yeah, shout out. I have a longer list. I have more, but shout out to Wraithar, for doing the Destiny 2 thing. And well, we're gonna keep doing that, but if you're involved, make sure you're talking to them about it. Other shout outs before I do my last little bit and we get going on promotions.
I want to give a shout out to Alessandra for the only reason that she did an amazing job keeping Pantheon team up. I know it was not easy at all. We had like a lot of people come in and go, but despite all the fact, we did face adversity and we are still here and stronger than ever. And that's it.
Oh, that's back on you guys. You guys make it worth keeping together.
Aw. All right. If you didn't see it today, there's a new podcast out. I haven't listened to it yet, so I am preemptively saying thank you. I might have to retract this after I listen to it. I don't know if you, made me look silly or not, but thanks for doing the podcast, Leia and Siri.
You know we did.
And then thanks. Banking team's already got a shout out, but thanks to the banking team. I'm a little bit discouraged. There's not more people donating with all the cool gifts that the bank team has out, but they're not getting discouraged, and they keep coming out with more things to keep things going. So thanks to them for that. Shout out to SF and V for clearing contents last year, and then of course V for the first. I think they were the first team, pretty sure, to clear heroic this year so far. And last but not least, all of the Toys for Tots people involved. I know, shout out to Sin for starting it last year, and Henry for doing it now, and all the other people, because it's definitely not a one person. If we were going to think everybody involved with that, just like we've all the cool things that are going on in the guild, right? If we sat here and thanked everybody, we'd have an hour-long meeting of shout outs. So, but thank you to everyone that's making that work. Anyone else before we move on? Okay, then let's do promotions.
I have a promotion. Serenity has been promoted to the ambassador for the social media team.
Congrats. No stranger to leadership around here.
Well, he is strange, but
Hey, I have a promotion. Arth was promoted for the ambassador of Onslaught.
Awesome.
Congrats, Arth.
Oh yeah, Michael.
I love you, Arth.
Oh.
Hold me,
All
Michael.
hail our boy king. Or something king?
He is our boy king.
The boy king.
Okay. Start to keep up with the memes.
I have a promotion, actually 2 promotions. One promotion, and neither one of them's here. I promoted Kaylee from assistant to ambassador of recruitment to help me out more, so she can do everything for me if I need to. So she's my ambassador, even though she's our ambassador. And the other promotion I have to announce is Flit is going to become RE of Ascension instead of interim team lead. So he's going to be officially team lead of Ascension. So congrats to Flit.
Which character am I promoting him on?
Mice.
Mice with 2 C's.
Yes. Mies.
Mike.
Because Flit's actually in the alt guild now. Just everybody still calls him Flit.
Call him Mike. It confuses him.
Congrats. Any other promotions?
I'm promoting myself to whatever. I don't know.
Shooby.
I'm promoting a new Malek who's been the ambassador of G Team, the 1 day a week team. He's been doing that. I think he's done it 3-4 months now. So his time.
Congrats.
Any other promotions? Groovy. All right, let's move on to talk about the normally scheduled things. State of the Guild. I say it every time, is doing well. I'm really excited for this tier. I think that the last tier was kind of a little bit of a challenge to make it through for every guild out there, and we did fine. Thank you to the many people that joined us over the course of the tier to keep the guild going strong, but I'm really excited going into this tier. Already seems like a little bit more enjoyable, but just in general, most of the people listening to me right now don't remember back this far, or a lot of you probably aren't going to, but there used to be a lot of I don't know if bickering is the right word. Maybe that's actually probably a bit too light of a word. There is a lot of internal discord a lot of times in the guild, just because we've got so many people together and just different teams. It's never been super bad. Well, I guess depending on, it's kind of open to interpretation, but I just feel like the unity, it takes a long time to establish an atmosphere, right? Especially when our atmosphere here is a little bit counterculture to the WoW atmosphere, or the online atmosphere in general, where you've got trolling and a lot of not professional things being said, and it's kind of just the status quo. And when we are establishing something kind of counterculture in the gaming world, it takes a while to establish that atmosphere, that culture, and it's something that we've really had to fight for, and it's something I've had to push for and fight for, and I feel like we're moving past that, where we've actually established a culture and an atmosphere in the community, and it's really carrying itself now. And to see other people and to see other people knowing who we are and understanding who we are without having to like sit down and explain at every guild meeting about why we don't allow swearing in guild chat and stuff like that, but just getting it and being supportive of it. And it's just really encouraging for me. So with that said, I feel like we have a lot of momentum going in terms of really coming together as a community and being supportive. And of course we've always got flaws and no guild's perfect and all that, but just looking at the community as a whole, I just feel like there's a lot more, arm in arm going off into the future together instead of kind of shouting back and forth at each other, which is really encouraging for me to see as leadership. We have some exciting announcements, I feel like, today that kind of highlight some of that. One of the things I'll be announcing, oh, there's my kids yelling. I'll be announcing next month something exciting for me in my personal life. Can't quite announce it yet, but yeah, I just really am thankful for the people in this community that have really taken it and made it their own. And I feel like the momentum, I feel like I can step back and I have to is actively manage things because people have really caught on and are really making it theirs and pushing for it because they believe in it. And it's just an exciting process to watch. So for all of you that are listening, that you are the ones that are making this what it is, I am incredibly appreciative. And that is my update. Belle.
Okay. So my take is more from Endless Kingdom, but I want to just talk about one facet of this guild that I really appreciate, and that is the community coordination team. You do so much to provide events and activities for all of the members of this guild, and I know that the people of Endless Kingdom benefit a great deal from all that you do. So I want to say thank you in a more formal sense that I know you're making the experience of the game better for Endless Kingdom, and I'm really appreciative and thankful for that. And in that, I'm really wishing for someone from Endless Kingdom to step up and join the community coordination team. I really like to see somebody represent Endless Kingdom and its needs in that effort. So I'm looking for somebody who has good organizational skills and is willing to work together with the team to make some things happen. And first and foremost, what I'd like to see happen is getting the guild rewards unlocked for Endless Kingdom. So if anybody out there in Endless Kingdom wants to see that happen and feels like they could contribute to that cause, please contact me and let's talk about how we might get that done. I think that's all I've got, Zate.
Awesome. If you aren't following along, we do have an agenda linked in the guild general area. Next up is Alessandra. Oh no, I've done it before. Majestus. Recruitment.
Okay. Thank you. So recruitment's been really steady, but teams, of course, are always looking for more. I want to welcome all the new people we've had lately. And I know a lot of people have heard this, but not all the new people have. So if you're out and about doing pugs or Mythic Plus groups or whatever, and you find a good player that'd be a good fit for our community, feel free to chat them up about EK. Always looking for good players. So the recruitment proposal has been redone and it will be out a little bit later in the Templar channel. The guild mergers group for the recruitment section could use some help. If you hear of any dying guilds or dying servers, people trying to get off of, please let Druid Kinda or Smoking Man know, or myself, so that we can, contact those people. So for Templars and above, there's a spreadsheet now in the potential recruitment chat for writing that stuff in as well. And reminder to team leads, the schedule sheet will be updated on a weekly basis, normally on Tuesdays. So please make sure your sidebar widget is up to date, as that is where we'll pull the kill info from on that weekly basis. So, and that is it for me.
Awesome. Thank you, Madge. Next up is Alessandra.
So social sponsorship's been going pretty well. Same thing. Welcome to all the new people, and it's really good to see that we have a community that promotes wanting to bring our friends and family and people that we care about and enjoy playing with along. It kind of just shows just how wonderful our community is when we have that many people who want to bring along people. In terms of sponsorship, do keep in mind that if you are unable to sponsor someone but you'd like to get them into the guild, we can always try to find somebody to sponsor for you. You can always ask another friend of yours, somebody who is able to help you out in that respect, or you can always post something in the sponsorship channel if you're needing help, or ask one of us. We'd be glad to help you. We definitely don't want to be turning away people's friends and family. Also, there's a couple people who I know have been trying to get some of their friends in recently, and it's just timing hasn't worked out very well. So I wanted to let you all know that after this meeting, I will be available in the sponsorship channel to help you with that aspect tonight. So that's pretty much all that I have for the moment.
Thank you, Alessandra. Our guild banker is in a raid right now. If you don't know, we rotate between the first Friday and the first Sunday. We try to make sure that at least you can make half the raids if you have a raid time that's over a guild meeting. So this is the one that overlaps with our bankers, our lead bankers time. So she'll be here at break, which is I think in 10 minutes to talk. So we're going to get back to that one. But next up is guild events and Inri.
Hey, so I have a lot to go over. I'll try to make it fast though. The first thing is that there have been a lot of changes to guild events with Antorus coming out. I tried to make it a little bit more convenient for everybody, and I pinned it in the actual events channel. The original spreadsheets or like sheets that existed that listed them are still accurate. Those will always be updated and changed, as well as the weekly calendar, like the look at EK like in a week or whatever, that'll always be the same. But all the changes to events for Antorus are pinned in the events channel. So if you see somebody asking, or if like you yourself are curious, like that's where all that is. The next thing is Toys for Tots. Obviously, that's this upcoming weekend, the 9th over the 10th. The deadline, like the soft deadline really to sign up is the 8th, because that's going to be when we have our key carrier meeting. It'll probably be around maybe like 6 or 7. I haven't decided yet, but that'll be when that is. So if you are going to be a key carrier, there is going to be a special permission created in Discord that will grant you access to a private channel for all key carriers. And then if you're able to make that meeting, it is really, really strongly encouraged, because we're going to go over how to track the keys that you're running, like the prizes that we'll be giving out to key carriers, because we do have prizes again for people, just things of that nature, kind of like the expectations, like like what we expect of streamers, what we expect of people like running keys, that sort of thing. Nothing like super serious, just kind of like going over it quickly just so everybody kind of is on the same page. So hopefully we can avoid like as many questions as possible over the weekend, so everybody can kind of just like log in and like do their thing without too much like guidance, I guess. And then obviously we'll have our behind the scenes team working around the clock for that 24 hours as well, to make sure that everything runs smoothly for us. So there's that. And then the next thing, this is kind of funny because I was really reluctant to do this, but it's been asked about several times if we were going to do a Secret Santa. I'm not sure if Eternal Kingdom's ever done that before, but I decided like, let's go ahead and do it. So let me post that now in events, and then that will have all the info for that. Give me just a second, and then I will go over the next thing.
Are you able to record the key carrier meeting? Because I think our raid time may overlap that.
Yeah, I'll be recording it. But like I said, like it really is strongly encouraged that like if you can make it, like please show up. Like, if you're on, like please be there. Like it'll probably be like a 30-minute meeting, not something super long.
And yet you're saying that's either 6 or 7. You haven't made up your mind yet, or?
Yeah, it'll be around that time. I'll make an announcement probably tomorrow or Tuesday.
Okay, like I said, if you can do 7 o'clock, then because I know that we've got a lot of key carriers in Imperium that are raiding until 6:30.
Okay.
I mean at 6:30.
Or at 6:30, yeah.
I just posted the flyer in the events channel for the Secret Santa with the link on the flyer. I can change that in just a minute after I finish talking, and then add the actual link so people can click it. But it's eternal-kingdom.com/Secret Santa. It doesn't matter which side you sign up as. Just pick one. I just kind of like made it that way for fun. The suggested spending range will be 5 to 15k gold. Obviously, if you get somebody that like or something like that, you can spend like as much as you want. The most important thing about this is that once you do sign up, like please commit to it, because we don't want to have a bunch of people who like don't get gifts, right? So there will be an extra Discord permission that's created for Secret Santa, so I'm able to tag all Secret Santas just to make sure that like the gifts come in and stuff like that. And then once we do start collecting those gifts, you would send them to my character in game, which is Enri, and then I will wrap the gift for you and send it to the person, so that way that it's anonymous. And then on December 25th, I will announce who all was paired with who. So that way people can be like, oh my gosh, like you got me or whatever. So that's how that will work. If you have any questions, you can ask me or Leia, and we'll be able to help you with that. And then the final major announcement, this is something that we've been working on for maybe like a month or two now, me and Zate. And then we were also able to pull this off because of Zboot, like getting the Patreon set up and everything like that. But we were able to commission an artist who is Stein. She is the person that designed the logo for us for the website and for the guild at large. And she also designed the t-shirt, which obviously didn't happen. Everybody saw Leia's post about that. But we were able to pay her to design a guild mascot, which is, you know, something that really sets us apart from, you know, other types of guilds like of this caliber, even though we kind of already set ourselves apart by having this huge community. So let me post that in general. I'm sure a lot of people have probably already seen him on the front page and on some screenshots and stuff like that, but this will be the court jester, and his name, if you want to call him that, is Gutted. So 1 second.
Yeah, and if you notice, he has a seasonal hat on the front page. So we'll try to do some fun and creative things with him.
Yeah, I'll be putting out an image package because Stein has created several, like Zate just said, several hat colors, and anybody in the guild, anybody in Eternal Kingdom is welcome to use him. You know, put him on your pictures, put him on your screenshots, do whatever you want. You can put him on your stream. I will make a forum post and have all of those image files available for anybody to use if they would like to. And there are also emojis that were added to the Discord as well. So feel free, like do whatever you want with them, have fun with it. But he's here to stay. So you can see it reflected also in Discord too, that he's like the moderator or whatever, like the court jester bot that we have that Z created for us that does a lot. So it's really awesome. I'm really excited about it. I think it'll be a really cool thing. Oh, and then actually no, I think okay, yeah, that was it.
Thank you. All that stuff going on.
Yeah, it's a lot. I'm sure I'm forgetting something, but
all right, next up is Zboot.
There wasn't as many changes this time as last time. Obviously, Patreons are going strong, and there should be a new announcement there. Hopefully, next guild meeting. I have another thing planned there with the Patreon right now. There have been a couple of changes to Discord, mainly that if you scroll down to the miscellaneous section where it used to be just raid discussion and SimGov, we now have lore discussion and PvP discussion as well, because we've had multiple requests for both of those types of channels. So the lore discussion is expected, just about like general lore, speculating about potentially a new expansion that could be heading, what cinematics could mean, all that type of stuff. It's already been pretty active since it got created. PvP discussions, similar things to PvPs, with us now having a PvP team and having like regular RBG runs multiple per week. And yeah, there's going to be another change of Patreon and of Discord, hopefully by the end of the month. That's the plan.
Awesome. Thank you, Zboot, for keeping that stuff up to date. And I'm going to butt in here and say something, just because I don't know who's listening, and maybe someone would be able to send me or Bellissima a tell. We're currently looking to try to set up a bank account that's nonprofit and figure out how to do all that. So if you are a person that has expertise in that, because we're getting, if we're getting 100 or 200 or whatever, if our Patreon continues to do well, and create a budget and, creating shirts, this whole shirt thing. Actually, Henry, would you mind just really briefly recapping the shirt thing and what happened there? Because it's we're still going to try to do something with it, but unfortunately the t-shirt company we picked didn't like our image.
Sure. Okay. So the reason that we chose the website that we did was because Leia, in real life, she works for an attorney's office, and they had used this company before for a fundraiser that they did that was successful. So we decided to go with that because the T-shirt website itself was specifically for T-shirts that are created for fundraisers. The idea was that the money that we would collect would never actually touch any of our hands. It would go directly to Toys for Tots, and then therefore benefit our fundraiser, right? So that was why we chose that website. The issue was that, as everybody saw in the design, it was a very generic design that Stein had created, which was great. That was what we were looking for, so that we didn't run any legal issues. And we had consulted, I know we consulted at least one. We might have consulted 2 attorneys between the group of people that were organizing this, and we got the go ahead that everything would be okay so long as we didn't use the actual Blizzard logo, which we did not. So I got an email from someone at Custom Ink, and they asked me, or they told me that they were going to end our campaign because we were using the intellectual property of Blizzard, which was not true because it was a generic picture. They disagreed. It was a very long fight. We were fighting this honestly for 2 weeks. I got the email maybe a day after we had posted it, so it was something that I knew about. It was something that I didn't want to announce at the time because I didn't want to create panic. I knew that obviously, like, if it had to be canceled, everybody would get their money refunded. It was something I pushed really hard for. We contacted Blizzard. We contacted several people. We went through tickets, GMs, and we got no response. So ultimately what happened was, I don't know, we kind of got screwed, honestly. Like, for whatever reason, they thought that we were copying Blizzard, like we were stealing this or that. So I think what will happen in the new year, there will be a T-shirt. We're not going to not have a T-shirt, right? So it'll be a project that we start working on in the beginning of the new year, but we will have a T-shirt, I promise. And I do apologize for everybody that was really excited. I was really excited as well. Honestly, this feels like a failure. It feels like a setback, but we just got to work a little bit harder to pull it off next time. So I do apologize that we won't have those, but I do take the blame for that.
And just to add in, we still haven't heard back from Blizzard, and it's been what, like, I don't know, a month now.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Back now.
I mean, we worked really hard. We really tried. I really tried to make this happen. I really did. It was just, I don't know. I failed. That's really it.
Well, you didn't fail. It's just, it is what it is, And so this is why I was bringing up the Patreon thing. So right now we have a PayPal account that's linked to my bank account. And I want to make it so, and it's like my personal bank account, right? So I have a line of credit, so someone could go like buy a little car or something with it, and I'd be stuck with the bill, right? But I want to create a bank account that's nonprofit that we share with, like, a money council or whatever. It's not even everybody, right? There's 3-4 people maybe, and that we can actively manage some of this stuff. So as we get bigger and we do more things like this, we want to have some of this red tape that could trip us up out of the way, whether it's T-shirt or whatever else. So that's kind of why I'm highlighting it. So if you are interested in helping with some of that stuff, you can talk to me directly or Bellissima. But we are working to try to set up a nonprofit bank account where the Patreon money would go into, and we could pay for some of the things. And I mean, if we get enough of a budget, maybe we could pay for, like Airbnbs when we go to BlizzCon and have a BlizzCon party, stuff like that. But moving forward, we are going to continue to grow and expand and come against some of these situations that normal guilds don't really have to deal with. So we'll figure it out as we go. But if you have any insight in that area, feel free to let us know. Is Jessica in here yet?
Yep.
Why don't you give us the banking update?
Okay. Well, as the team leads know, we were able to double our feast for this last month. Whether or not we are able to continue that will depend on bacon donations. That is our deciding factor on whether or not we are able to do that each month. So the more bacon people go and get every time the quest is up and send it to us, the more likely it is that we're going to be able to keep doing that. We're still working on doubling the flasks for cauldrons, and that kind of leads me to the next thing. Anyone who wants to volunteer to help farm for things, we would greatly appreciate it. We do have the 2 people that are doing it. You don't have to herb. If you fish, if you do pretty much anything. Even just going and getting things like lean shanks and big gamey ribs, those help a lot. So if you want to do that, please shoot me a message and we'll get you helping. The weekly double ticket item has been working wonderfully. So we are definitely going to be continuing that. So look for every Tuesday, look for what our double ticket item is. And the more of those items you sign, the more tickets you get for the drawing, which our November prizes. First place prize is going to Kaylee. That's the Sky Golem. Second place goes to Dancing Water, and Dancing gets a choice of whatever 5 gems of the new Argus gems that they would like. Third place is Yuki with the Firewing Pet. So those that have won prizes either get with me or I will try to get with you and we will get them to you. The November contest that we did, Zayt and I had a little bit of a chat about that. If Alex and I were to buy a WoW token and donate the funds for that to the guild, it would come up to just under 430,000 gold. We have barely gotten that in donations for entries for the $50 visa. So what we are going to do is we are going to extend that. Now, if anyone feels like they've been duped into sending funds or whatever, I'll be happy to refund it to you. But we are going to extend it at this point. I'd like to extend it to the end of December. Hopefully by then we will certainly have gotten what we needed to make this worth doing. I'd like to reach about 850,000 gold. That's my goal in order to really give out the card. What Zayt and I had talked about was possibly extending it to the end of February or until we got 1 million. I'm good with 850. So if we get 850 by the end of January, I'll be happy to do the drawing and get that $50 to someone. Otherwise, if we don't have that by the end of February or end of January, I will extend it out to the end of February. At that point, I won't extend it any further. I will just do the drawing and somebody will get the $50. That's about all I've got. If anybody has any questions, get with me later because I am kind of in the middle of writing.
Thanks for being.
Do you think you can recap that giveaway real quick for the 50 card?
Well, what it is for every 7,500 gold you send, you get a ticket into the drawing. You send that to Jessica, my mage. That way we keep the guild bank funds and the drawing funds separate until we've done the drawing, and then it's all being tracked on a spreadsheet. So I know exactly how much to put in the guild bank when we're done. And then so send it, like I was saying, send it to Jessica, and for every 7,500, you get 1 ticket into the drawing. You can send as many tickets or send as much as you want and get as many tickets as you want. It doesn't matter. So if you send 75,000, you get 10 tickets. That better clarify?
Yes, thank you. And so the intention of this, and we'll work out whether we end up doing something like this or not, but maybe having like a monthly coin giveaway. It's like a raffle, right? Where we normally do something. And if you've ever done raffles before, you buy something for 10,000, you try to raise $20,000 with raffle tickets. That way you make 10,000 for whatever charity you're doing. So our charity would be for guild repairs. We want to have guild repairs turned on for raiders. It works a little bit different in E&K. There's some very generous, nice people in E&K that just keep donating to the bank. We don't know who they are because the thing passes too fast. But there's no repairs currently on in EK. We are doing feasts and stuff like that. But please get the word out, share with your raiders, et cetera, that we are doing these giveaways. Hopefully, as people get to know that they're out there going on, we can keep doing that and eventually turn the repairs on for 500 gold a day or whatever it would be. But stay resilient, banking team. You're doing an awesome job. I'm in their channel. They're always doing all sorts of crazy stuff with spreadsheets and updates, and they're really working hard. So I really want to see this thing keep going well. It's going better, I think, than a lot of people expected already, but keep at it and keep putting the word out there to support it. Anything else from the banking team?
Donate more.
If you always say that, which actually it's true, please do. We definitely do appreciate it when you do. Like I said, anyone who wants to volunteer some time and help farm some stuff, that's also greatly appreciated. I am going to be doing another Guild Bank seed party sometime probably between Christmas and New Year's, depending on when my in-laws are going to be here if they come. So that we can build up all the herbs that we have and work towards getting a second cauldron a day per team. So that's kind of my big goal right now.
All right. Thank you. Good luck with your raid.
Oh, the other thing I was going to say really quick, you know, if the $50 isn't an incentive to people, let me know what is. If you've got something you think would be an incentive for people to donate gold, please tell me. That way, you know, we can work towards getting those repairs on, because that I know is a big thing for a lot of people. I'm sure our raiders would highly appreciate, you know, having a bulk of their repairs paid. So let me know what those might be, whether it's game time, you know, store-bought pets and mounts, whatever it may be. Again, just message me for that, and I appreciate it very much. Thank you, guys.
And thank you. Down to Mercenary, I think, right, Kaylee?
She's not here, but I'm going to take it for her. She messaged me.
Skip me and Z-Boot.
I did Z-Boot.
No, I was there.
Well, you skipped me. Way to go.
Oh.
Fine,
Sorry.
you can do. Let's see. She
Yeah.
talks up.
Oh, I did. Yeah, I talked to. I had Zika go.
Thanks,
I just
thanks,
can't
Zate.
read. Sorry.
Too distracted by Gutted.
Go ahead, Leia.
He's distracted by Gutted. So as Zate already alluded to, we have a new podcast that was just released today. The information is in general. You should be able to scroll up and find it. Also, you can just go on our website. It is right below the Toys for Tots. It is available on YouTube, iTunes, and just MP3 download, and by request of someone from my team, Google Play.
Soon.
Soon. It didn't work out. Okay. So thanks to Serenity, all of the awesome music and everything that happens with that is all Serenity. He, you know, I don't know how late he was up last night, but he does an amazing job editing and producing the whole podcast. So thanks to him for that. I'm for anybody who's new, I'm going to go ahead and link all of our stuff again. All of our links. We have a Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. Please follow us, like us. Share things. We use these also to get the word out about our streamathon. It really worked last time. We had like, I don't know, I can't even tell you how many views we had on Facebook, and we got Method retweeted us, I think, a few times. So it's really been helpful to kind of get other people aware of what we are doing. So please, if you have an account, do it. If you don't, go make one, or you can do what Zate did and just like us on your wife's account.
That's awesome. Yeah, someday I'll have to go to Facebook and jump into the 21st century.
You know what? You can make one for your character. If you don't want to have a real one, make one for your character. So, and that's really all I have to say.
Thank you, and sorry for forgetting you. We need to have some sort of some other person read down this list, because I forget someone every month. I think last time it was Madge, but now we are to the Mercenary Rank and Kaylee, but it's Madge again.
Yep, I'm just helping her out. So she said that nothing really major to report, except for that she's up to 25 mercenaries, so lots of people to choose from. And of course, for the mercenary, new tier means new requirements, so she'll be getting those out soon. Other than that, she's just happy that everything is going well, and thanks to the mercenaries that have come forward to help her.
Awesome. All right, moving in to our additional items. So for those of you that are new to the meetings, or if it's not clear, we have reports. It's kind of just our normal report of what's going on in the guild. And then we have items that kind of are one-time items that we just want to bring everybody's attention to. So starting those now, the first thing we're going to be, this is not a one-time item. This has been talked about internally, I think, for almost, over a year now. As you grow, you have to get good at directing traffic and make sure there's not bottlenecks and make sure everything makes sense. And there's kind of a system to the madness. And as we've grown, we've been doing that. And part of what we're doing is we're making sure that the guilds, the multiple guilds we have now, to be clear, it would be great if we could all just fit into one guild and not use green one, all that. Doesn't work that way. We were 4 guilds, 5 guilds, if you want to count the Horde one now. So what we're doing is removing all the non-raiders are going to have one home. All the raiders are going to have one home, and then the alts can just kind of go wherever alt guild they want to go. So the citizen rank at the end of the month is going to be going away. We're going to put this on the front page. There's going to be like a mercenary post, and it's going to talk about the mercenary rank. And within that, it'll also talk about how the citizen rank is going away. So you have to either become a mercenary or you have to move to ENK. The reason is, I will elaborate a little bit later on, but there's going to be a new rank created within the guild to help kind of facilitate some of the direction we're moving. So if you are a citizen, you're going to be moving from EK to ENK. And I don't know if Belle, you have any more directions in terms of how that's going to work.
So you will need to get with someone who is in leadership to get an invitation. People like Kaylee, Alessandra, myself, several of the royal emissaries have tunes in Endless Kingdom. If you want to help, if you're in leadership and you want to help direct traffic and want to put a tune in, let me know and I'll make sure that it's promoted to the right rank. I do want to make sure that it's clear to everyone that we're saying by the end of December, move your tune. We're at the beginning of January, we're going to start cleaning the guild out. So we need people to go ahead and move. Procrastinating is not an option any longer.
Yeah, and so just to be clear, this is like a hard deadline. We are removing all the citizens if they don't move themselves. So if you aren't figuring that out, make sure you're talking to someone. So just to be clear, mercenary rank is for people that aren't on a rostered raid team, but either want to be or are working that direction, or they just can't commit, but they have the skill and the gear and all that necessary to help out on a rostered team. Citizen rank is just for like a friends and family, for not raiding individuals of the community. And it is going away in EK. It's still around. It'll be an ENK, but it's not like we're going to give you another month or two, because again, it's the rank we need. So we're going to clear that rank out and then bump the rank to somewhere different and restructure the system a little bit. So this isn't like we're going to barter with you and say, well, if we really like you, well, it's the rank's going to be gone. So it's nothing personal. It's just, this is how we're directing traffic.
And if you're a citizen and you're having trouble getting help getting into Endless Kingdom, send me a note on Discord and I will make sure that we connect and we get you in.
You're up next again, Belle.
Okay. Every year we do a survey, and this year is no exception. This will be our 3rd annual survey. Hold on a second while I cut and paste my information in. I'm not good at multitasking. But there's the poster and the link for the survey. It'll be open till the 15th. We really want your input. This has been really helpful to helping us direct the guild in a direction that everybody wants to go. It helps us make sure that we're on track, where people feel about us like we think they feel about us. And it also gives us an opportunity to recognize some of the people that Zate and I and leadership might not realize are contributing to the community in a way that you yourself really appreciate. So the survey has 2 sections. One is for raiders and one is for everybody. So if you're not on a raid team, there'll be some questions that don't apply to you, but we still want your input. So the survey is for everyone in the guild. And on the 15th, I'm going to turn it off, so be sure to take the survey before the 15th. And then sometime by the beginning of next year, I'll actually write up a report that says what we learned from the survey. And I usually have some input on what we're doing about the constructive criticism that we saw in the survey and what supports what we're already doing. So bottom line, we have a survey. Please take the survey. We want your feedback. Thank you.
Thank you for doing that, Belle. She's done a great job year after year on that, and it is always nice to get feedback, good and bad, right? Because we want to improve ourselves, and we don't want to become obsolete. So a lot of great ideas get brought up in that survey. Next thing, is Haunty here to yell at me? She's not. Haunty hates
Somebody call her and get her on here.
We're making a new team. It is a late night team, and I will probably actually rate on this team at least to start until they kick me off because they're doing too well. CJM, are you here? I think you might not be here.
Nah, he's had personal things. I don't know where he's at right now.
Okay. Well, the team runs from 10 o'clock to 1 in the morning on Fridays and Saturdays. So it is like a true weekends team. If you have a job at 8 to 5, it won't interrupt your 8 to 5. And it's cool because now we have rating from 6 to 1 a.m. on Friday and Saturday if you want to just do Friday and Saturday rating. Of course, Umbra rates the weekends as well, but they're a little bit more extensive. So it's a new team, spread the word out. There's quite a few people there now that are not maybe going to be long-term. So even though we had, I think it was 25 on Friday and 21 yesterday, I wasn't in there yesterday because I was in a meeting. But the point is we still have plenty of room. So you can talk to CJM. I don't know. I don't think we've really set up too many officers. Do you want to elaborate at all? I don't know. You've talked to CJM about it some.
Who?
Oh, sorry, Screz.
Oh, so I know CJM's goal is to be a cutting edge team. He wants to get cutting edge on a 6-hour raid schedule. Depending on progress, I know he's thought about extending some nights as well during progression, extending it maybe like 30 minutes, an hour during progression if it's close to a kill. He definitely wants to make it more of a cutting edge push than a casual progression, but he still wants to do it with being like a laid back rating style where there's not like yelling or anything like that, of course. Other than that, I know he's been trialing some people over the past week, and he definitely needs more people to come in and trial. I'm helping him raid lead a little bit during this phase of the team right now. So, I mean, if you have any questions about it, you could just shoot me a message and I could redirect it over to CJM if he's not on, or I could answer some of the questions. And if you want to trial, just message me or him, and we could definitely get you in to trial you.
Cool. So yeah, another option for you. And if you just want to come help the team get started and then cut out, we could probably use some help. Just make sure you're communicating your intentions, long-term, short-term, etc. Next is another new team, one that I've been asking for years, and it's finally here. Well, let's hope. We're still trying to iron out, I think, the actual days and times, but Tracers is going to be doing not just like a fun, go do some PvP casually, like an actual rated team. So do you have some info to share about that? I think Tracers is here.
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Cool. All right. So this is looking for like a truly experienced PvP team. So looking for like at the bare minimum 1800. I want to push for Hero, which is at least 2500 rating. But you know, it's a growing thing. So as long as we hit 2K, you know, get your elite transmog and all that fanciness. That's what I want to push for within the first like 2 months of it starting up. So that shouldn't be too bad. Other than that, I don't have a full roster yet, so we'll be recruiting, especially, you know, I'm looking for mature players, people who aren't going to just rage fit and, I want like a normal like rating style how EK does it, but as a PvP team. So professionalism, people taking it seriously, showing up on time, etc. Other than that, I think I have a few people who have already talked to me who are interested in the guild. And like he said, we're just trying to iron out the times to get it to accommodate everyone with rating schedules. I don't want to step on anyone's toes with that.
Yeah, so maybe just have a meeting after this if you're interested in serious PvP. You guys can just drop down to some random channel and chat it up a little bit. Definitely want to get going on it. You need 10, right?
Yeah. So it's a 10-man roster. I'd like to have some people sitting there, you know, in case people can't make it or we need to cycle people out.
Cool. And we'll try to give some updates on the front page and whatnot as we get going. But if you have the ability to play and want to play, make sure you're talking to tracers. And like you said, we're still trying to work out the times for sure, because there's only 10 people we're trying to accommodate. So if there's a person or two that's really wanting to do this, and we can tweak things a little bit so we can make sure they're part of the group and they're wanting to be dedicated part of the group, we can make some adjustments, sounds like.
Forgot the team name, say.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'll let tracers tell you that.
And so going for the name Ambition, because it's going to be an ambitious project, especially within the guild.
Cool. And you can already see stuff on the website for this. So we'll be continuing to promote this. If you look at the drop down where it's got, raid teams, it now has new PvP, or doesn't say new PvP, but it says PvP. We've got it on Discord and all that. So thank you, ZBoot, for getting that all set up. Make sure you are hunting down and finding tracers or having people hunt him down if they're interested in this PvP thing. And even if you've never done it before, you just want to try it out, there's not resilience gear or anything like that. You can do it full on in your normal gear. Obviously, you're going to have some performance requirements. You're not just going to, you just want to go, so you get to go. But you can talk to him if you're interested at any level. Oh, I forgot to do CJM's team as well. Eternity. Isn't that right?
Yes.
I think. Yeah, so Eternity should be listed as well here shortly. All those pages should be up.
He still needs to get to with me about the info. Then I can put that page up.
So that should be. We got like 5 heroic bosses down, 6 heroic bosses down, something like that this weekend. All right, moving on to the next thing. The thing that's so exciting to talk about, because we're like our own server and we have our own internal ranking system. And we have some rules to that ranking system because it is, guilds can say whatever they want to do, right? There's no real accountability. If I want to raid 7 days a week, but only post that I raid 2, or if I want to do whatever it does to make myself look better or worse or whatever, right? So we've had a number of times where teams have come up and nicely mentioned that, hey, we only raid these many days. And specifically when it's the worst is at the beginning of a tier, because there's a few teams that like to push content, which I encourage them to do. I don't in any way dissuade. If you want to raid 7 days a week for the first 2 weeks or whatever, knock yourself out. I would love for even more teams to do that, because the progression is good, right? What happens is there's certain teams that don't raid as much. There's certain teams that raid more, and they're not listed officially on the website. And there's also there's like a time frame where we don't update, right? So right now, if you were ahead of Sellswords, next week comes out and you get 3 mythic kills and the Sellswords only gets 1 mythic kill, for 2 weeks in the next tier, in the mythic portion of it, we don't update the ranking, right? That was like our internal ranking from last tier. We leave it up there for a little bit. And then after 2 weeks, well, it's 3 weeks if you want to count the heroic week, we start changing the ranking. And this is a new thing. For up to a month, you can do whatever you want. If you're raiding extra at the beginning of a tier, and we've had teams raid extra at the end of a tier to make sure they get a kill, that's all fine and dandy because that's temporary rating. But if you go for more than a month, rating at your difficulty level, so if you're raiding extra heroic days in your heroic team, or if you're raiding extra mythic days in your mythic team, if you do that more than a month, we're going to require you put that on your front page widget. There's a lot of teams that do heroic as an optional, and that is fine. We don't make you list that optional heroic day, but anytime you're going to be doing mythic content, if you're a mythic team and you're going to do it on a regular basis over like a month, right? Like if you've done it more than a month, it's no longer a temporary thing, then we'll have you listed on the widget. But if you have any suggestions or any questions about how that widget works, let me know. But basically, it goes straight off WoW Progress, as close as possible. And actually, it was confusing last year because WoW Progress changed how they update, and we were using the old one, and so that led to some confusion. But it's just an internal kind of ranking thing. It's fun competition internally. Shouldn't be divisive, but there's a thing at the bottom of the post, the agenda post, that has an update with a bunch of things in there, but it actually has a link to how we do the sidebar if you're interested. And again, I'm just talking about the sidebar on the front of the web page that right now currently lists sellswords, then force, then Vanguard, etc. on down. And we'll see what rank it will be this tier. I'm sure it'll change up a little bit, but that's how we do that. Are there any comments? I think I covered everything I needed to be covered there. Okie doke. And now for the first of hopefully will be several, we are going to announce a new chancellor. Now, the chancellor role is one that was created specifically for me because I will go into this a little bit more next. I anticipate going into a little bit more, but I'm going to be taking a step away. I announced this a year ago. I said, hey, I'm going to be playing a little bit less instead of doing 20 to 30 hours a week indefinitely. I want to be cutting that into about half because I got some other pursuits in my personal life I want to work on. And the idea is, how can this guild run even better while I spend less time? So the idea, of course, is find other people to do it for you, which, there's some people that really just love to do extra work and get paid nothing. Despite what you may believe, we don't get a paycheck at the end of the month for doing all this great community coordinating we do. So I've had a number of people step up. It is a 6-month trial process. You can read it again in the bottom of that thing. It shows like the whole rundown of how it goes. I have had internal discussion. Actually, next month we'll be announcing most likely the second one. But so for the first one, it's going to be Majestus, and she'll be working with the East Coast friendly teams. So any Mythic raid team that starts at it starts before 8 o'clock server, she's going to be kind of overseeing. Right now it's 6. And any development or team swaps or whatever else going on there, she would be involved. And it's been an amazing lifesaver. And if you haven't been here for the last few meetings, she's gotten a bunch of shout outs because there's teams that would be on at 6 o'clock that needed some discussion or whatever, and I couldn't make that. So Madge is now in charge of that, and she's been doing a great job helping teams work through some stuff. And she will continue to do that. She'll be getting the official rank of Chancellor once we can clear out the citizen rank. And then, like I said, next month we'll be announcing another one. Right now it's broken up into 4 categories. We have non-rating elements, things going on that don't have anything to do with rating. We have heroic team. We'll have a heroic team chancellor I'm kind of chatting with a little bit at the beginning. And then we have West Coast Times and East Coast Mythic. So those are the 4 positions we're looking at right now. So Madge is doing the first one. And so thank you, Madge, for your dedication and your willingness to jump in and do extra work so I can not have to stress out so much. And one thing that I wanted to bring up along with this, we have a lot of people that come and ask for donations for various things. And it's always really a hard thing because when people come up and they ask, it's, I know that you've got cancer or whatever else, and, your buddy has cancer or something, someone that's not even in the guild, but you know them and you've been here for, a few months and you want to, bring it up to the community and try to do donations and all that. It's really hard because we kind of have to say no to that because we get that on a fairly regular basis. And this is not a community where we spam and are always asking for donations for people we don't know and all that. We are generous. We love to give, right? We do the Toys for Tots. A lot of us can't give financially. We give time in the game so we can raise money. But there is one right now that I'd like to highlight. And I've been talking with Henry. We're probably going to do this, I don't know, maybe once every 3 months or so. And we'll just highlight someone that we feel is worthy or that's not, I don't know the best political words to use here, but basically someone we feel like we as a community kind of want to rally around and support because of some really hard situations in their life. So if you feel like you have an idea or someone that would be a good thing, you can talk to me, you can talk to Henry. But for the first one, we're actually going to highlight Madge. Madge has the part of the reason that she's been able to put so much effort and work into the game is she's had some health stuff that's kept her home. And so she's got some medical bills and she can't get out, and she's gotten some stuff back from the doctor, which if you follow the link I'm about to post, you can see all that, which was bad enough. But just recently, what happened to Madge is her husband, who's the only person bringing in income right now, had an accident and is no longer able to work and was basically laid off. So she's going into the holidays with no income at all, basically. So pretty tough situation. So she did start a GoFundMe, and we would like to link that. We'll link that in the general. And if anyone would like to chat with her personally and find out how she's doing, I'm sure that would be encouraging. But as you can all understand, going into the holidays with no income, having, you lost your job because of health reasons, your husband lost your job because of health reasons, or didn't have a job or can't get a job because of health reasons, right? It'd be pretty discouraging. And she puts a lot of time and effort into the game, and just anything we could do to say thank you would be super, super awesome. I don't know if you want to jump in there, Madge, and give anything else in terms of info other than what I just did.
Well, I mean, a lot of people have asked me lately. I did, so I'll just make it easy. I finally found out what my MRI came back with. So apparently now this has been going on for a year, this whole process of my being off, but I've been on bed rest for 4 months. But the MRI came back that I have a ruptured disc in my lower back, and that is what's caused all my pain down my leg and right hip lately. So hopefully I'm going to see a spinal surgeon as of next week. So hopefully in a couple weeks after that, I might actually finally get into surgery and get it fixed. But yeah, it's been pretty rough. And my husband tangled with Van Blade and lost.
So, and I think I can speak for all of us that we are incredibly appreciative. I know that, sometimes we have disagreements and sometimes we argue, but when something bad happens, it's a real reason to rally around someone and show some support. So we want to keep doing this. We want to do this for other people. We want to practice generosity and giving in our community, because it's not always a good thing to do. And I know we got the Toys for Tots thing coming up, and there's all sorts of things to spend money on right now, but just if you would consider supporting Madge in her current situation, and hopefully it'll be something that can help her get over the hump and be a little bit encouraged. And like I said, there's a lot of good things that we want to support out there, and me and Henry will be coming up with a plan on how to do it, because we really don't want to spam the community with everything, that's a good cause, because there's so many things out there that are good causes, right? But things specific to this community where we know that it's something that we as a community kind of, look out for each other like family. So that's what we'll be looking to do in the future.
Also, I'm just say thank you to anybody that's been supportive in voice as well. It's been helpful.
All right. And that concludes our planned meeting. But if anyone it says open floor, I guess we can turn off the recording. But if you have any questions or comments, concerns, etc., I'll be around for a little bit. And I'm sure some others will also. Actually, Tracers, why don't you tell us where PvP people should go right now, and you guys can jump out and start talking about times.
Let me see what's available.
You probably have your own officer channel, yeah?
I don't really know. Like how?
That's a hint for, I think Henry already did it.
I didn't, but you could use that, or like your new team channel.
I'm sorry, I jumped into it. So there's the Ambition team down there. I think anyone could join it right now, right?
Gosh, she's fast on that stuff.
I didn't do that.
If anyone needs any help with any sponsorship stuff, I'm going to be in the sponsorship channel for a little while. So, yeah, if you need help, I'll see you there.
And for any of the Destiny folks, I'm going to jump in just while I can. Curse of Osiris, which is the new DLC, drops on Tuesday. They're saying it's a big download. I'm not entirely sure how big, but just
70 gigabytes.
We don't know is that the download or is that the total game size.
That's what I heard. 70.
In any case, the other thing is I have a reconciliation form that I've linked a couple of times. I need to figure out who's actually playing, who's not playing, and who's just kind of moderately playing, because I need to move some folks around and try to get some folks into Endless Kingdom and Eternal Kingdom, because we've got more than enough people to do that. And then if anybody is interested in looking to raid, I'm going to be in the Destiny channel. Come down and say hi.
Awesome.
And I'm stopping the recording right now.